Hi everyone, just here to do a bit of a craft along with me video. I'll try to keep it not too long just because of upload and all of that stuff. But I saw a question in a group that I belong to, which was asking about how do you choose the papers that you put in to a signature? How do you do that? What order do you choose to put them in? And I think the first thing to say about all of that is there are no rules. You can do whatever you like. In fact, it's better if you do whatever you like, because then it makes it really, really personal to you. But I don't know if this is helpful or not. I'll show you how I do it. On kind of what kind of thought process I go through. So I'm currently working on two different style mini journals. So they're both for kind of autumn Halloweeny kind of style, but they're a bit different in style. So the first one is a kind of orangey one with a bit more of a, sorry, upside down, with a bit more of a kind of fun theme to it. Still upside down. So yeah, so that's the first one. And then the second one is also Halloween, but it's a bit kind of darker, a bit more gothy. So what I tend to do is, first thing I do is make the covers. Then I know what theme I'm working with. Then I get some paper, some coffee dyed, tea dyed, red onion skin dyed papers, and I trim them all down to the right size. So I end up with like a chunk of them. So I don't know if this is going to be enough, but I'm working on one at a time, so we'll see. That's what I do with those first of all. So I trim those all down. Then I would separate them out into pages that are more specific to a particular style. So this one I've picked is all the purpley gothic style bits and pieces of paper that I had already. There'll be more that goes with this, but those are the ones that are kind of specific to that style. So picked those out, put those to one side, and then I picked the ones that are more appropriate for the orange style journal, and this is the one that I'm going to work on today, just to work on one at a time, otherwise it's going to get really confusing. So first thing I did was picked out the orange patterned paper that I'd made, and then picked out the signature covers. The signature covers tend to be on a bit of a heavier paper stock, maybe a tiny bit bigger than the main pages, just because they've got to wrap round each of the signatures. So this is going to be one of my signature covers, and this is going to be another one of my signature covers, and this is going to be the other one of my signature covers. So those are, I really wanted to use the skeleton paper, but it wasn't big enough, so I've just kind of stuck it onto an ordinary piece of scrapbook paper, which I've then put some stamps on to Halloween it up, and then just put a bit on each side and stuck it down with some Halloweeny washi tape. So that's my three signature cover pages. So then what I would tend to do is take the 3 pages, just keep them kind of separate, and then pop a bit of each of these in. So there. Okay, so I'm going to get the cover out of the way, just so that it's out of the way. So then I've got a few pages for each signature with the orangey stamping and stenciling that I've done that is appropriate for this journal. So that gives me 1, 2, 3 and a signature cover. Okay, so that's 3 of those. And then what I would do is take the kind of generic paper that I've got over here, and I would then just add a few different sheets of that to make it up to probably about 15 I usually go for. So that's 4, that's 5, that's 6, and I kind of just do it randomly. I've got this whole pile, so what I'll probably do is just shuffle them around. Actually, I might keep those for the gothic-y one because that's a bit like a blood splatter. Might be a bit more appropriate in there. I'll just sort of shuffle them around. So I've got a few different ones, so they're not all just plain. Some of them have got a bit of tea dyeing on them. Some of them are plain ones. Some of them are a bit more, got a bit more different. So just try and keep them a little bit varied. Just gonna have a count and see how many I've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So this is 13. 14. Right, I'm going to stop at 14. So I'm going to pop that to one side to be used with the other journal that I'm working on. So we've got an even number in each one, which is excellent. And then what I tend to do at the centre of the signature is I put like a tracing paper or a vellum. So I've got an orangey vellum for these two, but I don't have 3 of those. So what I'm going to do is go in here, and I do have some dyed tracing paper, so you can be in there. And then in the centre, I usually put a little doily, a tea-dyed doily. I did have 3 of those a minute ago, but I'm not quite sure where the other one has gone. And if I've dropped it on the floor, or I've buried it underneath a pile of other stuff. Let me just see if I've got another one here somewhere. Probably have. Yeah, there we go. So hopefully this is all on screen and you'll be able to see. So then once I've got the 3 signatures, because I usually make 3 signatures, they will all fold down like that. But what I think I'll do is I'll have it the other way around, like that. So this is my 3 signatures. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grip those together for the time being, so we don't lose any more doilies. I'm not sure where that went. It's bound to turn up somewhere where you're not expecting it. So that is that, and that is that. That's that. Right, and then before I actually stamp the holes in them and sew them in, what I'll tend to do is to go through and put them into the sort of order that I want. Now, so what I have forgotten is that I also have some envelopes here that I use as pockets. So these have not, that one hasn't come out particularly brilliantly, but I think I'll still use it because I might just draw round them. So I have my pumpkin man, and I've got trick or treat, and I've got a pumpkin head. So they are a little bit scrappy, but it's okay because these are junk journals, they're not meant to be perfect. So I tend to cut this off because I use these as pockets. So I'll cut this one off now, just so you can sort of see what I do. That. And that is that. Cool. Right, so they're done. Shove that away. Right, so then what I would do is I would go through the signature and put the pages. This always goes in the middle. This always goes in the middle. So then I would go through and put the pages so that they weren't all samey. So I'd have the outside, and then I know that I've got at the beginning here 3 stenciled pages. So I'll have a blank page, a stenciled page, and a blank page, and a page this is a pink page, a brown page. Then I might put an orangey page with some stamps on. Then I might put a pink page, put a brown page, another bit of stenciled page, bit of a pattern. And then I've got lots of brown. So I'm going to put the pattern here. I'm going to put the brown in there because there wasn't a brown. That's a pink, then a brown, then an orange. It doesn't have to be perfect. Then we've got a pattern, and we've got brown. So I've got 2 browns left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a brown at the beginning, so I didn't have a brown at the beginning. And then I'm going to put this. The reason I'm faffing about is because I want this to show through the tracing paper. So I'm going to pop this brown in between those two, because plain, not plain. So all good. So as you can see, they are a little bit different, each one. And that's all that. So I want to get these up all up the right way. He's up the right way. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. He's up the right way. That doesn't matter. 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 Doesn't matter. That doesn't matter either. Neither does that. Neither does that. This one does matter because it's got the word Halloween there. So we want to try and keep that up the right way. That's Halloween and haunt, and wicked and lost and poison. So that's all good. And then I'm going to put in my tracing paper. And as you can see the words through it a little bit. And I really kind of like that effect. And then we've got our little doily that goes in the centre, and then it all folds up like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop some paper clips on it to keep it in place. Hopefully this has all come through on the camera okay. Just slide that gently underneath because it will tear. And there you've got your signature. Apart from, I keep forgetting, this little guy. So I would put him somewhere to the centre of the signature, just so that he's there doing something interesting. And I think I'll put him in there. You just put it wherever you feel like you want to put it. There's no rhyme or reason to it necessarily. If you're going to have lots of pockets, I would not put them all together. I would spread them out through the signature. And, you know, if you want to, I'm not doing it with this particular one. If you wanted to put some book page in, or something, something else that you wanted to put in, if you wanted to put some scrapbook paper in, something like that, then just slot them in at random places where, excuse me, where you feel like you haven't got too much of one thing altogether. Otherwise you end up with lots of sort of blocks of colour and stuff. So hopefully that has helped. That's just how I do it, and I would go through the same process for the other signatures. I won't do those all on video though, because that'll just get boring for you. So hopefully that's helped to see somebody else do it. But really there's no rules. Do whatever you think works for you, whatever you like the look of. that's the important thing, is that you like the look of what you're doing. And then if you're kind of selling them, then hopefully somebody else will like them. If you're not and you're just keeping them for your own use, then that's all good. Just do whatever you like. Thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up or a share, or subscribe to my channel if you like this kind of thing. I will try and do some more craft along with me things, because I do really enjoy doing them. It's just that I run out of time. So many, every day just goes so quickly. I don't know where the time goes. So I just seem to run out of time and never have time to do things. But anyway, here I am. It's done. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Hopefully you're all well. And I will catch up with you all soon. Thanks for watching.